back 2010. So we actually attended School of Theology, which is a 6 months program hosted by City Harvest, and I was her team leader. Yeah, so we have 15 years of history. Oh, sorry. Okay, down. Okay. Okay. I'll highlight. There are 55 slides, so I'm not going to go through everything, but the guys have the slides out. So if you guys want to look through everything, you can actually get the slides from the staff. I just want to highlight two heroes that I met along the trip. There are a lot of heroes of faith. Actually, the title of my message is Heroes of Faith. And there are many heroes that we met during the trip. So I'll use the acronym HERO, and they stand for different things. So H stands for hardship, E stands for empathy, and R stands for resilience. O will be reviewed at the end. Okay, so this is Pastor Doan. Pastor Doan is over, cannot really see here. Okay, Pastor Doan is, let me see if I have a photo. Okay, this person. Yeah, so he's kind of the host for us in the 5 days in Vietnam. And what's amazing about Pastor Doan, the first hero of faith that we met, because he has this heart to reach out to the tribal villages. And so he gathered people, leaders and church planters, and specifically to reach out to them, to train them up so that they can plant churches in the areas that are not really reached by the mainstream ministries. Yeah, so for the very first day we visited his home church in District 2 in Ho Chi Minh. Some of y'all who may know that there's a home church, so we visited his church. And okay, so mentioned on the second day, we actually flew to Dak Lat. There was plane delays. So just a tip for those who are going to Vietnam, please don't choose Vietjet. Okay, I'll skip that. Okay, every picture has a story, but I have no time to go through everything. But Dak Lat is a really beautiful place. It's 500 meters above sea level, so the weather is really good, 20 to 27. And really beautiful scenery. So second day we flew to Dak Lat, and we are actually hosted by one of the home churches in Dak Lat, and we have a very humble, very delicious and very heartwarming meal. And this brings me to my second. Okay, let me just skip ahead. Yeah, so we prayed, we ministered to the local pastors. Some of them actually traveled about 2.5 hours, so I managed to speak to some of them. They traveled 2.5 hours just to come to this place to meet us, to have dinner with us. And because of our flight delay, we were originally supposed to meet them in the evening, like 5 p.m. thereabouts. They actually waited for us all the way until 8 p.m. and a lot of them were starving. Yeah, they just waited for us. So we were like kind of very embarrassed. Yeah, but we couldn't do anything about it. Yeah, because Jesus can teleport, but we cannot. Okay, so let me just skip ahead to my second hero. So this is the third day. Morning we had breakfast with them. Simple local food, which I tremendously enjoy. And the coffee. Yes, Dak Lat has good coffee, really good. You must try it to believe it. Okay, some of us who are coffee connoisseurs, it's a must. You go there, you must try the coffee. I connected with this gentleman over here. He's also one of the heroes of faith. His name is Philemon, and he has this football outreach to the youth. Yeah, so we connected because I also love to play football. Yep. So he used football to reach out to the youth, and I told him that it's more than just teaching them football, the kids, but it's actually sharing the gospel with them, yeah, and imbibing with them the right values. Okay, so this is the other hero of faith that I want to talk about. His name is Pastor Tong. Actually, the two pastors, the first pastor that we have mentioned is Pastor Tong also. His name is spelled D-O-A-N, but it's actually pronounced as Pastor Tong. Yeah, so because both of their names are actually Pastor Tong, so we actually differentiated them. One is the Ho Chi Minh Saigon Pastor Tong, and one is the Dak Lak Pastor Tong. And yeah, he's in the middle, sitting in the middle. And why his story is so amazing? Because imagine this, you build a church and you build an orphanage, and then the government tears down your building. And the government didn't just do it once, it tore it down 2-3 times. But still he persisted. And this is the fruit of his labor. Behind the wall, you see, so this little building, it can sit, I think it's just half the size of this space, can sit about 30 packs. So they use this as a worship place, and behind the wall is actually their vision board. So you can't really see, but they actually numbered. So like how God numbers the people, right? They numbered the population in central Vietnam, and every day they'll pray and they'll visualize that each and every soul in central Vietnam will be reached for Christ. Yeah. Wow. Yep, so this is the space that the Pastor Tong he funded out of his own pocket. And actually, they are not very rich. They are probably just middle or lower middle income. He owns a piece of land, but it's not very rich because he does this. He's a farmer, so he keeps pigs and grows some vegetables, crops. And their family live very simply. They hosted us for simple, heartwarming home-cooked meal, but we know in our hearts probably this meal is like for a special occasion. Yeah, so yes, this meal is very, very special. And he has a heart for orphans. That's why he built the orphanage and want to reach out to, I'm not sure how I'm doing your time, okay, to reach out to the children in central Vietnam. Okay, let me just skip forward. Okay, every picture has a story, but I just no time to just. Okay, every morning we'll do devotion. So that's kind of like our spiritual, because we need to charge battery. Every time we go mission work, every day we need to charge battery. So every day we'll gather in one of our rooms, one of our team members' rooms, and do a devotion. Okay, let me just skip forward. The last hero is this couple over here. Actually, ICM has a very long-running relationship with this couple. Those who don't know, Pastor Mai and his wife, Pastor Sharon, they have an amazing story. So, Pastor Mai was actually thrown into prison for 3 years. When they just got married not too long after, I think they had 1 or 2 very young kids. So, Pastor Mai was thrown into prison. And imagine that now, Pastor Sharon, now kind of so-called single mom because your husband is in the prison. And you have to look after 2 young kids. But yet, what is simply mind-blowing is that she stood up to the authorities and said that to the government officials, you can throw me into prison, you can take my life. And if you take my life, I can see Jesus even faster. In Singapore, when we talk about persecution, this persecution is a whole new level. Your life is literally at stake. And she told the authorities, you can take my life, you can kill me. It's just a faster way to see Jesus. Heroes of faith. Okay, the last letter stands for O. I actually realized, okay, by the way, this map is very significant. So they gave it to us, and actually Pastor Mai shared with us the entire history, spiritual history of Vietnam, which I won't have time to go into today. So there are really a lot of stories. So we had a nice meal and mixed around with some of their marketplace leaders and pastors. Okay, let me just jump forward to my last point, which is, yes, the heroes of faith, and the O stands for ordinary. And I realized that the heroes of faith are actually my fellow teammates. Amen. They are my fellow teammates. Because all of them came from different background. Like Kifong, she has been because of some personal reasons, out of action for 2 years, but yet she chose to come on the trip. And of course, each and every one of us, even though I'm wearing a Happy Man club shirt, we have challenges in our life, but we chose to take a step of faith and chose to come on this trip. Yeah, so amongst us sitting over here, there are two responses we can have to the entire today's program. You can sit down there and you clap, you listen, you'll be inspired, and then you just clap. The other response is you can say, okay, there's something there, I feel that something inside my heart, and I want to take some action. I want to do something. Could be sign up for a mission trip with ICM, could be sign up with your church, or could be even just as simple as serving in the ministry. Could be anything, but you just choose to take an action. There are two responses. There's always 101 reasons we can tell God not to do something. You can tell God, oh, no time. This year, no time. I need to spend time with family. I got health issues. There's 101 reasons we can tell God no. We can say no to God. But there's only one reason. There's only one reason we can say yes to God, and it's a one-word reason. And that reason is Jesus. Amen. Yeah, so I just want to leave it with you. There are 101 reasons you can say no, and there's only one reason you can say yes. To be the heroes of faith. Thank you.
Amen.